Right. Well, good evening. It's Simon Loves here, the founder of Restart Sailing, joined by John Emmett, I think, in sunnier climes, John.
Yeah, really happy to be here in Palma. I mean, it's an amazing regatta. Off the top of my head, 1,100 sailors, 800 boats, 60 nations represented. So
Yeah,
it feels
sounds
like back
sounds
to
a healthy
normal.
number. Yes, that's a good number. And
Yeah, we have lots of nice problems, as it were, like finding the place to park the rib or remembering which where your boat is in the boat park. I guess it's
yeah,
probably
good,
around 200 ilkas.
good first world problems, aren't they? So
Absolutely.
here we are, show 45, and I guess probably in this now the second anniversary of Restart Sailing. I have to look at when we got going, but obviously the second anniversary just on gone of the lockdown starting, so we're probably now into our second.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've been in Palma in 3 years because previously in 2020 we were going to come out very late, and in the end we never came out. So last time I was here was 2019. So in some ways, 3 years seems a long time ago, and in some ways it feels nothing has changed here whatsoever. So it's great to be here.
Yes. So tonight, yeah, we're joined by Hattie Rogers, and you'll be looking at some boat work, I think.
Absolutely. I mean, it's. I think Hattie could probably have three shows all of her own, actually, of all the various projects. But I'm sure it'd be a great interest to everyone. And the boat work side of things, as a mere Ilka sailor, it's quite hard to find some pictures of doing boat work. But there we go.
Right. Okay. So quickly through our three stages. I guess probably we want to be moving on from our three stages, aren't we? But as we get back to some
Well,
normality.
the situation we have here, which is very sensible, is there's still mask wearing in confined quarters. And it's shown that masks do offer some protection. No protection's 100%, and the rest of the time everything's completely as normal, and we're looking forward to a full international calendar. So I
Yes, I
think
guess so. But it's
that's
always
that's what it is.
obviously looking at other places. You'll be familiar with China, won't you? It's sort of interesting
Very
how.
familiar. Yeah, and that's going to be a long-term issue if we think about the theme to the story, War of the Worlds, or about what happened to the Incas, where you end up with populations that are not exposed to things. The UK in 10 years' time will have very good levels of immunity, both from vaccination and natural immunity. And countries which haven't been or haven't had much exposure to the virus will be very vulnerable. Um, just incidentally, we were meant to have the Ilka Six Worlds in China. My guess is it will move to stay in Asia, probably move to Thailand, and probably move back to December. So we've got a really long year this year. Europeans in November and probably Worlds in December. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's strange when you consider the relative numbers that China has far fewer cases than the UK, but some cities are in total lockdown.
Yes, but as you say, we probably had more exposure amongst the population, haven't we? That's like, help us,
Absolutely. And if we flick onto the
yeah.
graphs, I mean, it's quite hard for me to see because I'm on a mobile device here. But basically, the number of cases is starting to go down, and I expect it to go down in April and May. I think I said that in the last show. The deaths, which I always try and talk about in the way, because these are people's lives we're talking about.
Mm.
It's a delayed, roughly 28 delayed curve, so it's still going up. I expect it to go down in May, and it's nothing like the levels that we previously saw. And I think people are familiar that respiratory diseases are less common and also less deadly over the summer.
Yeah.
Without
But
going into
I
too much
guess well,
detail.
we'll see some of the ups and downs still coming as we head, to the colder months later on.
I think mainly downs to we reach October. I mean, for one thing, we all should be getting a good level of vitamin D. I'm putting suntan cream on here, and I'm sure it won't be that long before the weather changes in the UK as well.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we had a bit of a heat wave recently, and then it's gone cold again. But although people talking to people out
So
in Parliament, I think it's been that.
it gives Brit something to talk about. If we didn't have the weather, what would we talk about half the time? But
Yes.
someone who's been somewhere very sunny Oh, okay. So I've jumped ahead. So I'm very keen to talk to Hattie.
Yeah. No. Just saying that now. Really, the dinghy show, which is the sort of historic start to the UK scene, isn't it? In terms of the summer scene, and now getting events coming. We had our brass on quay recently. We delayed from the summer, and other events coming up. Be interesting to see how numbers stack up really this year. I think. Perhaps how we're living with the pandemic, but people may be worrying about things like fuel costs and things like that, which may drive more local activity. But perhaps people may be a bit reluctant to travel.
I mean, for me, as long as people are going outdoors and enjoying the sport, whether it's at club level or national level or regional level or international level, it's really fine. But I think it's been shown that sailing is good for health, and by that I mean physical and mental well-being, which maybe was underestimated in the past.
Yes, I think sailing has come out well at that. I think in terms of people recognise some of the strengths.
Well,
Right.
I always joke we're very well ventilated, and if you end up within a metre of somebody, probably that's the least of your worries. Oh, there we go. Got Hattie.
Right, welcome, Hattie.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm really struggling to know where to start, but I guess we should probably start by talking about wasps because they're going on in the background, and then maybe we talk about moths and sustainable moths, and then we go on to even faster things. Does that sound a good plan?
It sounds like a great plan.
So, first of all, can you just tell us a little bit about the Wasp? What we try and do is, a bit of PR for the classes, but also from the personal point of view, how you got involved, why you got involved, and hopefully why you enjoy it so much.
Yeah, sure. So I was at uni and I'd just come out of all the youth classes, and I wasn't quite sure what to sail because I could have done the Olympic kind of route. But with engineering, I studied ship science at the University of Southampton. And I was in my second year and decided foiling was the way forwards because that's where the sport's going. So I thought start early, and it's so much fun. I love it. And the Wasp is the perfect class for someone coming out of, or even in youth classes. And so I got involved 2 years ago. I actually bought my boat just before the pandemic all kicked off in March. I think it was, God, it feels like ages ago now. Was it 2020? I think.
That is ages ago, Hattie.
2 years ago.
That was a while ago. Too long ago.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, but so I've really only been in the boat a year and a half, which actually seems like longer, but it hasn't actually been too long. But I'm just loving it, and what's really cool about the Wasp class is you get so many different people splitting off and doing different youth classes, and it's so fun to kind of come back together and race against my laser mates and 29er mates and 420 mates. And what's really cool about the class is that there's such a big age range as well. So at the nationals you get people much older, maybe.
Was that a subtle hint you were making there?
No.
Okay. But I could see how much you enjoy it for all the photography, all the photographs of it. I mean, it's just it's a really good advert for the sport. And can you tell us a bit about your uni, because you're doing a very interesting project there?
Yeah, so I'm in fourth year at the moment, just doing my master's. So I finish in June or early June, and then I'll go full-time sailing, which I'm really looking forward to. Uni's been quite a long time, but with COVID, it's kind of been a bit tricky. Don't really feel like I had the full uni experience, as they say. But with my final year project, so it's a group project they do at Southampton, and basically it's to design and build a sustainable international moth for the Sea Moth Challenge at Foiling Week in July 2022. So we're a team of 6. I know there's so it's like a student competition which is run internationally, and I think there's about 10 teams, so it should be a great event. I'm really looking forward to it.
And can you tell us about your build? I've seen lots of photos, but never seen it in person.
So we're planning on launching late May, but we'll see. We're kind of fitting her out at the moment.
Isn't the vernacular flying? I don't know. I'm not. You say, look.
Well, with the sustainability kind of side of things, we've tried to well, it's not just the materials; it's kind of all the cradle to grave analysis that we've been doing, and just it's tricky with sustainability because there's a lot of greenwashing that happens. So it's just identifying that, but with the materials that we're using, so we're using flax, which is actually grown in the UK. And bioresins, and we've been supported with some fantastic companies within the industry.
You're really welcome to name those kind people. It's a small world.
So we're supported by Sanders Sails, which is a local company in Lymington, Shock Sailing, Matrix Composite, Maguire's, which is just down the road from us.
Oh, sorry, I should put you on the spot. But I'm sure no one will hold it against you.
Oh gosh. Oh no, that's really bad. There's, oh my gosh, I've just had a blank. Well, there's 7, and they're all listed on our website.
Yeah, it's a nice problem to have if you can't remember all your supporters. And please just slowly say the website, because I'm sure lots of people will be very keen to visit.
So we don't have a website as such, but we have an Instagram page. So it's just the Southampton Sumoff team, and that is also.
That's me showing my age there.
Yeah. Websites are old.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay.
So sorry, can you say that again?
Just Instagram.
Yeah. So we're on Instagram and Facebook, and it's the University of Southampton Sumoff Challenge.
Perfect. And what's the big difference with materials? Because I guess people are really looking to get the boats as light as possible. What was the difference between that and the unsustainable moth? And do you think you will do another one based on the learning you've had?
Yeah, so moths are typically quite high perform or very high performance boats. So they're made mainly out of carbon. So we've taken a slightly different, or a very different approach, and we're using flax and we're using bioresins. But the flax is basically like a Hessian sack, effectively. But we're using the same techniques, so it's just resin infusion, the whole process, and yeah. So, but the biggest difference is that material change.
And what would the weight difference be between, say, a fully carbon moth, or is that still being worked?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. I think we'll definitely do another one again. Hopefully anyway. But I think we've learned quite a lot of lessons from doing this first one, because flax hasn't been used a lot before. So the whole technique was quite different, and how, like, all the calculations, because flax actually absorbs quite a lot of resin. She is quite heavy, but I think the next one will be quite a bit lighter.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean that's any new technique. You're always going to have a lot of learning going on, and just we couldn't let you go without telling us a bit about the Inspire and many congratulations. But I'd love to just hear it in your own words.
Oh yeah, what a crazy few weeks I've had. Like, it's been
right place, right time, and did a fantastic job. That's what I took. What was it? 48 knots.
Yeah, 48.2.
There you go.
Yeah, it was so cool.
So tell people how you got involved and exactly what you did, because I think that's just the pinnacle of sailing at the moment. We've got the AC arguing over venues, and it's SailGP who's actually going sailing at the moment. So.
Well, so with the Inspire stuff, with the Wasp racing, so there's a qualifier event in your nation, and basically the top boy and top girl goes through to the grand final, which happened in San Francisco this year. And so it's 16 sailors from each of the events around the world, and we all competed in downwind slalom races, and seemed to go pretty well.
Yeah, you're too modest. I'm trying to get you to spill out. Tell us what happened in Frisco. I mean, it's a well-known venue for the conditions, and it was a pretty dominant performance. You need to blow your own trumpet. No one's going to do it for you.
Oh well, we were racing just in front of St. Francis Yacht Club, which is a pretty renowned yacht club in the US. I'd never been to San Francisco before, so it was just an experience just going. But yeah, so we just did downwind slalom races in front of the huge crowds there, and I think we had 10 races in total. And so the girls and guys raced separately, so that was a bit different to the qualifying series that we'd done before in our like national events. But yeah, I won the girls, and Sean Herbert won the boys. And
And
yeah.
how exactly did you win the girls, Hattie?
Oh well, I mean, I got, I think, I can't even remember. I think it was 8 or 9 first, and then
Yeah.
2 seconds.
Yeah. It was a dominant.
Yeah,
it was a dominant
it
performance. Oh,
Yeah,
fantastic!
it was good. But I mean, the Norwegian girls, so Matilda and Pearl from the States, they did really well as well, and it was tight the whole way round. So, but I think the biggest thing, well, I mean, there was that, and then there was also the F50 stuff just before that event took place, which was pretty unexpected. So.
So, can you tell us how that came into how that came into your radar? Because that was very unexpected and fantastic.
Yeah, sure. So basically, so everyone from Inspire had a tech day on I think it was the Tuesday, and we all went round and supported the teams, and we went on the chase boats, which was such a cool opportunity. So Zach and I were with the Brits, and so we watched the teams and just how they communicated and everything, and then Wednesday came, so we were meant to be training Wednesday, Thursday in the Wasps, and some people had done the event before in the Americas Championships that was happening in Richmond, just across the bay. So they'd had a little bit of training before, but I couldn't take the time off because of uni. So I'd had no time on the water at all, just a couple of training sessions where I could fit them in back in the UK still. And I got down to St. Francis on Wednesday expecting to go Wasp training, first time out on the water. And Tom Hebert-Evans, who runs all of the Inspire racing, pulled me over to one side and literally put me in an Uber across San Francisco and straight into safety training. And I was with the British team for 2 days, which was an unbelievable opportunity.
I don't know what else. I mean, it's just about being right place, right time. And would you have any advice for other people who are thinking about stepping, out of the junior classes, the youth classes? I think you've already said that foiling's the future, and it's something I very much agree with. But it must be hard to take that first step.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think a big supporter of mine, and everyone in the class, has been Duncan Hepplewhite. So he's the UK dealer for the Wasps, and he actually put me in a boat, and we went for a test flight, which was a really nice way of introducing me to the Wasps.
So you can say it, Sailing Fast. I hope I've got that right.
Yeah. So Sailing Fast are one of my sponsors. So Duncan's really great with any new sailors, and the class actually, just the whole ethos is just really friendly and really welcoming, and anyone that wants to get on the water, somehow they'll make it happen. But just with it's just so cool.
Oh, brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time. I don't know if you've got anything you want to ask Adam. I feel Simon, crikey, the tiredness has got me.
So inspiring, to see.
I think the biggest thing also that I just want to say is it's really cool what SailGP are kind of putting together, and I'm really proud to be part of the first year of the SailGP Inspire program, because before, I mean, there were some opportunities for youth sailors, and it's so tricky when you go to uni, because it's either the Olympic sailing or the yachting route or the offshore route, but there's not really ever been a foiling route that you can do. And that step between the youth classes and Olympic sailing, or youth classes and the SailGP and the America's Cup, there's not really been a bridge before. So I think what SailGP are doing and this new foiling pathway is so cool, and it's such a great thing for young youth sailors like myself. And especially for girls as well. And it's completely equal. There's 8 girls, 8 boys in the finals. So I don't know why you wouldn't apply.
Yeah. And how do you apply then, Hattie? What's the sort of process of someone watching to get involved?
So on the SailGP website, there's an application form that you can fill out. And Tom Hebert-Evans is also, I'm sure his email's somewhere on there. But I mean, if anyone has any questions, you can just message me or just ask me some questions. But yeah, it's just a Google Docs form you literally fill out. And it doesn't matter if you don't have any Wasp experience. A lot of people didn't. And actually, they surprised themselves with how well they did at the qualifying event. And it's just about learning and enjoying foiling and having a good time on the water.
That's what all sailing is about. Well, thank you so much. And
exactly.
You're obviously, a young female athlete with a rosy future in front of her. We're going to be following you very, very closely.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks, Anne. Right, so moving on, John. Back to basics, as they say.
I feel quite mundane going back to Ilkers, and it's interesting though. I do think they have such an important role within the Olympic classes because it's the only boat that you're going to be sailing as a club sailing clubs all around the country, and also you're going to have literally the best people in the world sailing that same boat at the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
And the accessibility of the sport is really important. So those really tiny M&As can compete because you can jump on a plane and charter a boat and do the World Championships because equipment is a big part of our sport, and it is difficult for small island nations to ship equipment around in containers, especially given what's going on in the world. So I don't want to take away from Hattie's chat because it was wonderful. I just wanted to say that boat work really is boat speed for free, especially when I look at all the people out in Palma, hiking like crazy. And just putting everything they can into that windward mark position just to sort of get to a venue early and to wash your boat and to check the foils don't have any problems, check there's no tiny scratches, fill the boat, sand the boat, polish the boat, and just get your preparation sorted. And as I say, it's boat speed for free when you get there, and it's not a large amount of time with sort of more traditional classes. I think boat work maybe for your MOFs is perhaps a never-ending quest, but it's just such an important thing, and it's very important in terms of making sure that you don't have a gear failure on the water. And I know in the last Olympic cycle, people did arguably lose selections because something went wrong with their boat. So boat work is super important, and actually if you pick the right day, it's not going to prevent you from doing sailing or anything else you like. So don't forget it, it's important.
Yes, good. Right, so coming to a close, nearly half past, so that's good. So next month, May the 5th.
So I'm hoping come May there'll be lots more positive news about reduction in cases of COVID, and we will just be talking about sailing. Indeed, more the reset of sailing rather than the restart. And the OKs have got some big championships coming to the UK in the near future, and I think they're going to get a really good turnout. So really looking forward to hearing all about that, and hopefully see as many people as possible next week. And as always, if you can't tune in live, we post it up on YouTube, the John Emmett Sailing channel, as soon as practical afterwards. Just remember to like and to share and subscribe. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.